2 were the tenets of Fahamme. There's a total of 6. Today is the third, and I'm going to do the third because the third is one. It's very short. And I'm going to go right into the fourth as well. So we'll do 2 today. Fahamme Takbangami. Third Fahamme tenet. The Fahamme prophet wrote a Bible and a holy prophet. He left a book in our people as a revealed guide to success and reestablishment of our ancient ancestors. Each prophet of God carries his messages from God to his people in the form of a new book written with instructions, a new gospel, a newly holy doctrine or Bible. Every prophet writes a Bible for the people for whom they were sent, and that Bible contains the message, the knowledge and instructions and the information that people need to correct the error of their ways and walk again on the path that will lead them to success in their life and salvation in the next. What path have we stepped off of? That's a question. Yes, a divine path. That's one. What was our path called? Say it again? Maya. But it's the way. You say Maya, it's the Maya, it means the way. So what our objective is to know the way. So what is the way? The way is to follow the 7 universal laws of the universe every day. And did I pass those out? Excuse my short memory. Okay, so remind me to print those out, because in those laws are the methods by which you aspire to higher development. And you've heard of many of them, that cause and effect, the law of reciprocity, immutable laws, and then the immutable laws that cannot be changed and laws that can be changed. So these are the things that teach you the way. And then the 7 principles of mind. You must also know those. I will print those out. If somebody will, I'm going to sign my brother over here. Text me and let me know this so I can get them off my computer and print them. Thank you, sir. Some examples of Bibles and holy books written by other prophets and teachers are: 1, Moses is considered a prophet to the Hebrews, and Moses left the Pentateuch for the Hebrews. And Muhammad was a prophet of the Arabs, and Muhammad dedicated the Holy Quran to the Arabs, or dictated the Holy Quran to the Arabs. Zoroaster was a prophet to the ancient Persians, and Zoroaster wrote Gathas and the Avesta for the Persians. Confucius was a prophet and a teacher to the Chinese, and his teachings are collected in a book called the Yin. These things are, every people has a prophet, and they leave them a book. Our book is the Al-Kim. Of his own holy scripture, the Holy Fahamme Gospel, the Fahamme Gospel states, these are revelations of the secret wisdom revealed to the Fahamme prophet for the benefit of man and to free human minds from the bondage of error and false beliefs. Have you guys ever considered the word human? What is the prefix and what is the noun? Color is the prefix, isn't it? And subject, and the noun is man. So it says that the human has color. So what is that other person who has no color? He's man. So we understand now that those who have no hue are the second people. They're the people after us. So when we talk about human, and when books reference humans, they're not talking about the man. They're talking about us, people of color. And behold, I make all things new, and giveth old things a new name. One must add something new to what already knows, and there will be no progress. The Most High God has given me the spirit of Fahamme and set before me a lamp of knowledge. The lamp of knowledge is when you seek to know truth. And who is truth? Amun is the truth. So when you seek to know Amun of self, the truth will be revealed to you. Unto the seeker, the truth is shown, not to the non-seeker. So if you don't wish to know really about yourself, what compositions are you made of? Are you stingy? Are you a liar? Do you cheat? Are you a procrastinator? Are you jealous? Are you envious? Do you hate? All the things that cause you to be less than positive, if those characteristics are in you, you must apply this, make new to them, and assign a positive opposite. And the only way that they will become part of you is that you work on them daily. You need a minimum of 21, and you need a total of 30 days. Very few people make the 21-day break. You have to have 30 consecutive days of search. Now, previously we had said it was 21 days. The new law, the new science from NASA that's out when they were testing astronauts have shown that the retention of information is not maintained until 30 days. So the science has said that the minimum that a person can get it is 21, but virtually everybody gets it at 30 days. The Bible, written by the Holy Fahamme prophet for the black people of America and the world, is titled the Holy Fahamme Gospel, the Holy Book of Ham al-Kim. In his Bible, the Holy Fahamme prophet recorded in cryptic form. Cryptic. That means coded, not obvious. So someone picking up the Fahamme Gospel and just reading it, man, this ain't nothing. Well, see, that is because you don't understand that it is cryptic. And you have to seek to understand each of those words. I don't know who said it, but I hear it often said that if you can take a sentence of the Fahamme Gospel and almost write a book about that sentence. So when we start to read the Fahamme Gospel, it will not be revealed to you totally until your energy matches its energy and it gives to you. But it's up to you to become worthy for the revelation to come to you. Because he who does not seek it will not get it. And you seek it by becoming like it. Opposite track on the spiritual level. And, likes attract on the spirit level and opposite attract on the physical level, the level that we are visible on. In this Bible, he formulated a complete religious system that includes names for God, the names of our angels, a culture consisting of our saints and saviors, formulated a holy creed, called the revival of ancestor worship among the blacks in America, and he recorded his revelations and his prophecies therein. There are some who will hear the truth, agree with the truth, and run from the truth. For some reason, they will not commit themselves to the truth because they want to be independent. I'm my own man. But there is no own man because every man needs another man and another woman. There is no such thing as you being alone because we are one. You can't be by yourself as long as I'm alive. We're all one. So you being independent? No. You can be outside the energy that makes us greater, yes. But you can't be alone. It's not possible. You can leave it. The fourth tenet, Amun Ra, a unique name for God. This tenet of Fahamme teaches that there is a special and unique name for God that must be used by Kemites. Did he say should?
Must.
Might?
Must.
This is what? This is called a what? An order. This is a commandment. It must be your name. Throughout his ministry, the prophet declared that the change of God was in order for the Kemites of America and the world. Sometimes a people have to change their God, the name of him, and approach him in a different way. Acts of devotion. Holy Family Gospel 6 and 5. And every nation has a name for God and calls upon God by his different names. And he hears their prayers and delivers them. How many times have somebody changed the name of God that we know? Jesus was who? You know him? To who? To Yahweh. Moses. Musa. When he went to the Pharaoh, he said, my God is I am. He said, no, that's my God. He said, you're the Hebrew. You're the one who turned away. So who are you worshiping now? You're not of Amun-Ra anymore. Who are you with? And that's when he claimed the name of his God. Every people, when you start to realize you are one, and that your development and your salvation is determined by your ability to put aside your differences and work together. Unity is the commandment of Fahamme. If you have differences that cause you not to be in line with one of your brothers and sisters, you need to check that difference. Whatever that difference is, you're outside the commandment. It is unite through divine understanding, not your cursory human education. We are one whether you like it or not. So why not take the benefit of working as a collective consciousness? Does it make sense? The Holy Fahamme Prophet taught that when gods of other nations have failed to answer the prayers of a people come to their aid or to provide the assistance that they request, then it is time to make a case for a God of their own and change gods. To this end, the prophet introduces to us the name of God and our forefathers and noble ancestors. That God's name is Amun-Ra. Blessed be the name of our Christian brothers and our Islamic brothers and our Jewish brothers and all the other names. But they are our uninformed brothers. You cannot condemn them and expect them to listen to you. You cannot be critical of them and make mockery of them and expect them to listen to you. You must give them history and be able to validate it. You must be able to spark curiosity in them for them to seek to know God within. So you can take their books and show them this truth. You can't convince them on your own. You must bring evidence. It's called third-party evidence. You must bring evidence to this truth. And it says that God was witnessed by the true witness, Amun. Does it not say in thy law that ye are gods and goddesses? You are not man. You are human. You're confusing yourself with them who oppress you. You don't know the damn grammar. You have a prefix on your name. He does not. Isn't it obvious that so many people don't miss the obvious? Can't see the forest for the trees. The Holy Prophet also introduced to us new names for God that are suitable for times and conditions. He founded us under burden in 1919. Two of the new names of God revealed in the Holy Prophet was Melahi Ra and Fahamme. A Kemetic change of God is a return to the source from which our noble ancestors drew the strength to perform their mighty deeds and wonders throughout the ancient world. It is this power source to which Holy Fahamme Gospel, Holy Prophet, taught that we must return in order to gain the able to perform the mighty deeds and wonders of the world. The Holy Fahamme Prophet further prophesied that until this step of changing God is taken, we will not again produce people of the same character, capabilities, and stature as our ancient noble ancestors. All that are standing on the outside, no matter how much they pray, they sacrifice, they give, they emulate, it will not bring us together until we turn back from our first left turn. When I listened to the word of the Wabra Samai, he talking about the ancients, he said the first one was Atum, A-T-U-M. He turned away, he stepped down from his godship and took people and headed off. And then after his period, another man picked up, another diverter, another person that changed direction, another Hebrew. Hebrew means one who changes sides. They later became a nation because they were all turners away from the way, Ma. It is what created our division, and it's what gives us our division today. In our education is division. In this education, this Western education, there is the art of division. And when you think you are educated, you are just practice, learn in specific fields. But you have no education of self. You don't even understand that you are a color person. Clarence Thomas stood on the court right this morning. I saw him on television, sitting there. He does not no more think he's black than I think that cherry bird. Even though it's obvious he's a man of color. But if you look at his spirit, he has his education as his spirit. He does not know self. He does not bring inner strength and truth to the picture. He brings only practice, learn strength and truth to the picture. So he is a product of his education. He is the slave that has acquired a PhD. You cannot and you will not convince them. Those are the ones that Moses had to walk out in the desert for 40 years for them to die off. He didn't walk 40 years out there for nothing. He walked out there because he didn't want to bring them into the promised land, and they still talking this same old crazy stuff from their previous enslavers. There are those of us who have a great education, and it's a good thing to get your education, but it's not a good thing to be a fool in your education, where you think that you must stand alone by yourself and be divided because your intellect says you're independent. Intellect says you're a fool. We're all one. When life ends on earth, your life will end on earth too. When all life ends, you will not be left because life encompasses everything. The Fahamme prophet asked this question: what does it profit a man if he is poor or ignorant, whether he has one God or 1,000? If we cannot unite, what does it matter? Does it matter at all? Hebrew Israelites, Noble Drew Ali's, Nation of Islam, name them, on and on and on and on. All who say they believe, Christians even. What does it do us any good if we can't come together? We have enough intelligence, we have enough money, we have enough of everything, but we lack some divine guidance. And the divine guidance is that if you were on a highway going straight south, and that highway was going straight south, and then you looked up on your compass and you were going west, shouldn't you question how you got from south to west? At some point, shouldn't you be questioning why I'm on this west road when I, for hundreds of thousands of years, have been on the south road and I did not have my divisions of my people? I'm talking about the turn that Adam took. He created all the named religions that are here. But we are stuck on, how can I leave? How can I leave my habits of saying, oh, Jesus, help me? Jesus wept. Oh, well, how can I possibly do that? You do that with conscious intention and spiritual commitment. If you're not committed, you can't make the conscious work. Everything that is conscious is preceded spiritually. So if you don't have the power or the will to change your physical world, it means that your soul power is weak. Your commitment level is shallow. You are walking in hypocrisy. You are Fahamme in the door, and you something else outside. There should never be a time when you are not Fahamme. There should never be a time when you squirm. Well, what are you? I'm African traditional Islam. I said, if I told you, would you know what I am? Well, what are you? I said, I'm a Fahamme. No, I don't know what that is. It's something. Now I want him to try to see, I do the hook out. Well, what is Fahamme? Do you really want to know, or are you just being politely curious? I said, because I don't give this information to everybody. Are you serious? I said, I'm serious. I've thrown one of them hooks out to a guy I call a professor, real smart guy. And I said, when you finish reading the gospel, I said, I want to talk about it. He said, I agree. So I quite a bit later, I said, now, it's been over a month. It's been over a month. I got that exam from you. About 2 months. I said, it'll take a professor 2 months to read 50 pages. I said, so you need to set a date or give me back my phone. No. I really want to sit down and talk about it. Okay. So I'm going to be patient and wait on this. But he was curious enough to read it. And he has questions. So that means he's somewhere in that realm of being moved from one state of mind to another. So we have to know our material. We must know this. We must know what he says, what he intended. We must know the keys to the other Bibles. The keys are those paragraphs that he listed in the back that explains all of this. And then the rest will be revealed to you through your divine understanding. Your intuition is your best friend. Your best friend above everybody else is your intuition. Truly, the Holy Prophet is asking here, what is the benefit is of a God to you if both you are poor and ignorant? If you are both poor and ignorant, it doesn't matter if you have one God or 1,000, because they are not doing any good for you. If you are not doing any good, then it is time to change gods in our everyday lives. If you look at 2014 and 2015, are you in better spiritual health? Are you in better physical health? Are you in better economic health? Are you in better political health? Are you in better social health? What are you better in? Because if you Fahamme, something is supposed to be obviously better. You cannot stay stagnant and say you are Fahamme when Fahamme is divine understanding development. Am I making sense? So you must now start to measure what you do every day and why you do it. Is it moving you toward making yourself one of those vessels that when you walk upon someone and they hear your curious expression, that they start to question, where are you from? So before I would ask that, I said, well, why would you ask me such questions as that? Well, you don't talk like a regular person. What does that mean? I don't talk. Well, you have a totally different outlook. I say, yes, I do. I say, I have a unique outlook. Well, what is that? There's the hook again. So I bait them and then I wait on them to nibble. So I have a lot of those at my job. They always come around when I'll go up to the front desk and they'll be talking about something and I'll switch the subject. Because I'll go divine on them and they'll see me physical and they'll get sucked into the divine. And then I'll walk away. And they will, brother, you were talking about so and so. I said, yeah, that's right. Well, what's that? I said, I need you to think about that on your own. I need you to go inside and see if you can find it. If you can't find it, then we'll work on it. So it's like planting seeds everywhere you go. But you can't be a part-time Fahamme. We don't have no position for part-time. I'm sorry. We're all full-time. This is a 365, 40 hours, 80 hours, 60 hours, 24 hours. There is no sometime I am and sometime I'm not. If they are not doing you any good, then it is time to change God. In our everyday lives, there is nothing that would cling, there is nothing that we will cling to if it fails to deliver the service or support it is designed to provide. If a piece of equipment fails, and we will get rid of it, toss it away, and find a replacement for that equipment. That is exactly what the Baha'i prophet is saying we must do to God taught us, the God they taught us by the other nations. It is time for us to replace these failed gods with a new God, a God for our own that has the power to provide us with all the things we require as a nation that is resurrecting itself and forging ahead in the future. You might ask yourself the question, what are the things we need in order to forge ahead? The things we need. Truth. You must have truth. What do we know is truth? Amun, the Ra, is the truth and the light. Amun, the Ra, is the stair step inside of us that leads us from animal status to God status in our development. When your thinking becomes very clear, and at most times of your day, you have a very serene behavior. You know when you get there. You will have a very serene consciousness about you all the time. You kind of move like you. Everything's good. You know when you are there. You have this. I know when I got there because I became a lot calmer than I used to be. I became a lot less agitated than I used to be. I still have a beast that lives in me though. So I have to be vigilant on this creature because it does not concede to anything but more power. And if I don't keep the same amount of pressure on this beast will raise its ugly head. And you don't want to see the beast. And I don't want you to see the beast. The truth will uncover and give flight to many falsehoods that have been victimized by the past 12,000 years. So when they talk about being enslaved 300 some years, now this stuff started 12,000, 13,000 years ago, long before we got to the Americas and long before we got to the Caribbean. So we've had thousands of years to go through this mental migration into something else. We must have number 2, understanding, a cognitive awareness that extends beyond wisdom and philosophy and shrewdness, a knowledge firmly based on the principle of right called Ma'at, or our ancient ancestors. You must understand those 7 principles, and you need, when we get them printed, put them by your bathroom mirror, so when you get up in the morning, you got to say them. And if you do good oral hygiene before you brush your teeth at night, you will say them. You need 30 consecutive days of saying them before they become you. You need 30 consecutive days of acting them out before it becomes a habit. If you have no intention of becoming it, then you will not post these on your wall, because you are those who always turn away. You say you are with us, but you are not. There's a thing in the Bible that says when Jesus was at the pool, the baptismal pool, and all the folks were gathered around, and two guys walked up, and they said, "Aren't you the naysayers? Oh no, oh no, oh no. We are devout followers of you, Jesus. We worship you. We glory you." And after the service was over, they say, "We're not the carpenter son of kingdom." The hypocrite. One who knows but has some kind of reluctance in their spirit that keeps them from joining what is obviously correct. How can you deny seeking divine understanding from within you? How can you fear understanding you? You don't have to listen to me, but you need to listen to you. You need to develop the inner you. You need to develop the ma in you, the ma'at in you. Number 3, a culture that is peculiar to ourselves, from which will flow a love for each other. Do we need the love of each other? I mean, I am so full of the news and murder. Man, I have never seen murder in my 70-some years like I've seen murder now. I mean, every day you turn on the news, 4 or 5 people have been shot in St. Louis, not the nation, in St. Louis. And unfortunately, the ones I see on television are people of color, the human. So the human has been tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray to believe that the people that look like you are your enemies. They are your supper. You should bring them harm. That is the greatest trick I think I've ever read of, is the trick that we now live in, where we don't even know that we are God. We actually believe God is something out there. We actually believe the devil down there somewhere. He's waiting on this fiery flame. Okay, if that's your opinion, well, I accept that. I'm telling you, I don't accept it. I accept that I am both devil and God. And the one that occupies my space the most is the one I give the most attention to, through my thinking, my speaking, and my behavior. A culture to ourselves from which will flow love for each other, a love for our ancestors, and the ability to take responsibility for our transgressions against our noble ancestors and to correct the transgressions. Those transgressions have been the cause of our terrible plight over the past 12,000 years. It's talking about turning away. You turn away and you complain and the other thing about our life. But you're not strong enough to become this truth to see if it's worthy. See, you will stand outside and say it's not, but I dare you to become it and say it's not. You can't become this and not love this. My cousin said, I was eating at family reunion, and you still one of them? I said, still. I said, well, what else could I be? I said, what's higher than divine understanding? She said, nothing. I said, then divine understanding is called Fahamme. I'm a Fahamme. I practice the use of divine understanding in my decision and process. I don't make cursory decisions. I make rapid, intuitive decisions because I talk to myself a lot. I listen to myself a lot. I want to know me better than I know my teeth. I really want to know me. I want to be able to be in the most difficult of circumstances and be calm and sure that the choice I'm going to make is going to be my salvation or your salvation. It doesn't have to save me. It has to save somebody. Our God, Amun Ra, provided these things to us in a mission of his prophet, the Holy Prophet Rasul. If one has no understanding, it does not matter how many gods he has, 1, 2, 3, or 1,000. He cannot use his gods to advantage. He may well be without them. We pray to Allah. But we don't pray to Allah because Allah is our highest thought. We pray to Allah because Allah is one of our children. One of those who were created after you turned away. It says the best thing you do is go back and fix your transgressions. What are your transgressions? You allowed yourself to take on the mind of the man, and you left your mind behind. You must be about correcting the transgression. That's what it says. It says, those, culture, a particular, no, that's not it. A particular, that is peculiar to ourselves, that which will flow love to each other and love of our ancestors and the ability, the responsibility for our transgressions against our noble ancestors and correct these transgressions. Those transgressions have been the cause of our terrible plight over the 12,000 years. It is the cause. You don't want to put a Band-Aid on a cause. You want a cure. Stop practicing Western medicine. Stop practicing your medicine. We are causal curing medicine. We look for the deficiency in nutrition and thinking and activity because we are a self-evolving, regulating mechanism that is self-perpetuating. But it is lessened by our ignorance and our disobedience. Because we think like Adam thought, that our brain, our education, is better than this education. How can this be better than my master's degree from Washington University? This don't even come close. Washington University don't come close to what this is telling you. Washington University will never tell you that you are a human and he's just a man. And you probably haven't heard it before I just said it. How had you thought of it? Exactly. There's clues laying everywhere, but you can't see them. Why? Because you're not looking to know yourself. If you get to know yourself, the clues will become obvious to you because they become akin to your spirit. And you will be drawn to them. Yes, you will. I believe this stuff here. I mean, I'm dying with this. I'm dying with this. Here again, the Holy Prophet makes the case for change of gods. He introduces a new concept to the Kemites in America. Man is supposed to use God to achieve aims, goals, in life. Use God, not beg God. What do you pray for? Are you asking for things that you already have control over? What don't you create? You don't create energy. You don't create divine understanding. You can't create consciousness. And you can't create self-consciousness. So why not start to say, thank you. Be grateful in your prayer. You don't have to ask for anything except show gratitude. Be humble. Be submissive. And be like. He teaches that if we are not achieving the things we need in life, then gods, as we're worshiping, are not providing the required service to us. and we may as well be without those. We need a God that is responsive to the needs of our people. We need new mighty names of God and ways of approaching Him, and the excellence in these names of Amun Ra, Fahamme, and the Lahi Ra. This is not church. This is not mosque. This is not synagogue. This is not anything else. This is a plea from your God to say, brother, I've been hearing you, but you're not hearing me. I'm asking you to show me you hear me. I need to see a physical and mental and spiritual change in you. I have never left you. You left me. You chose over me. I gave you the truth, and I give you the truth again through my Son. But you say, I'm independent. I can do it for myself. It's not about you. It's about you coming together so that we can fix our people. Stop your selfishness. We need new names of all. We needed new names, Almighty God, and new ways of approaching Him, and the excellent names Amun Ra, Muhammad, and Allah Ra has been provided by the Holy Islamic prophet. To fulfill the needs, new names reconnect the sons and daughters of Kim to the great universal source of all power and provisions. The revamping of our pre-slavery status will fulfill the requirement that we must approach Him in different ways, unique ways, and ways or paths belonging to the sons and daughters of Kim alone. You must leave Adam and Atum alone. It does not mean that you have to be mean and evil or disrespectful, but it means that you cannot place value in their methods and expect yourself to grow. Brother, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and maybe the back row. I'll give you all grace. But I know that at least a dozen people in here truly believe in Fahamme. Now let's put this challenge out here. We need to do better. No. How do I show you, and I'm asking you this, what do I need for you to show you that I am elevating myself? I'm asking for that today because if I don't see it, maybe you do, and I'm sincerely asking what things you think I can do with my behaviors and my conversations that will make me elevate to the next level. I'm not perfect. I've got to be somebody. Y'all think about it then. You want to tell me in private. Amun is the angel of building and beginning. Amun is who?
Angel of
Building and beginning. So in your first step, you must accept that Amun, the Son of the Son, God, behind the Spirit, is in you. It is in you. And it is for you. 100%. Ra is the original and first Christ. First Spirit. From the Son comes the Re or Ra. It impregnates the mother, earth. Earth impregnates the seeds. both in plants and in man and human. And then the Ra or the Ray is reincarnated in us every day and returns. And the cycle of life goes on and on forever. And our prayer says that, right? The living shall die, and the dead shall rise, and thus it goes on forever. The dead grass shall turn brown when the Ra turns away in its celestial move. And then when it comes back, the grass will turn green again. The evidence of the grass turning green again is the evidence that you are in a beginning state of Amun, and you should be seeking the knowledge of that now. The greatest part of the plant is not the complete plant. No, it's right after the seed. It's the bud. The bud of plants have 40% more nutrition in it than the entire plant after it's grown. Why? Because it must produce the whole plant. So if you were growing flower seeds or pumpkin seeds or any other kind of vegetable, and you grew a pod about this, about that tall, and you took them off, and you made a salad. You know how much people pay for those today? I can give you a small plastic container about this size, about this thick, about that square, and you'll pay $5 a straw for. Why? Because they know how much nutrition is in it. Can you find it in peach, you're saying? Can you find it in any store in the black community? Can you find it in all the top restaurants? Why? Because they know the first part of life is in the new sprout. And that if you're working on rejuvenating yourself, you should be consuming those in abundance. You should be receiving the Ra in its most impactful point. Juice it, chew it, however you want to do it. That's that part they're talking about. Ahmed is the angel of building the beginning. Fahamme is the foundation and culture of civilization. Let's change that word for what? Let's change Fahamme for what word? 2 words. Divine understanding. Divine understanding is the foundation of culture and civilization. So we know that we are one. And if things are to be better, then the one must become a collective. And when that collective has one point of view, symbolized by the pyramid, the base is all of us, the walls are the growth, and the pinnacle is the penetration of the energy. These are the symbols in our life that show progression to godlike status. Symbols are all around us, but I think some of us have fear as a characteristic. And there's a difference between fear and danger. Danger is a real emotion. Fear is a fictitious emotion. Fear is false evidence appearing real. You are imagining something's going to happen in the future that has yet to happen, and it causes your life to be lackluster or stagnant. Fear not, be still. Know that I am God. You will be guided aright. There is no might or maybe in this. There is no possibility that you'll be something different. This is empirical. This is an immutable law. Cause and effect. If you become, like the Fahamme prophet says, you will have the proper effect on the world. But until you do, you will not. It says you must go back against those transgressions. Whatever they are. You have to look inside you. Brothers and sisters, there's no worldly problems. You have internal spiritual problems. If you don't have enough money, it's because your mind is weak. The thought of poverty. poverty. If you think about being broke, you're not thinking about making money. You're thinking about being broke again. If you want something, you're not going to get it because you're creating the energy of want. It just comes back and you keep wanting more and more and more. But if you set in force the law of intention, I will, I shall, I must, then that energy goes out and it comes back twofold. But you must have to start to live this. I challenge you to test this. It will make your life better. I am convicted. Absolutely convicted. Lillahi Ra is the Lord of love, forgiveness, mercy, and salvation. So if you said something bad to someone during the day, if you were less than your best, if you harbored some negative connotations, images, or whatever, you turn to Lillahi Ra and say, forgive this. Have mercy. Give me my salvation because I recognize you as it. This is an act. Fahamme, to me, is a verb. It's something that you do. It's not something that you consider. It's not something that you look at and say, that's a pretty gospel. Is it shiny on the cover? These are some of the new and unique names of Almighty God, and we introduced to us by the Holy Fahamme Prophet. These names of God are our sources of strength. These names provide our connection to the power to succeed and prosper. Each Fahamme member is required to learn the names of our God and learn how and when to use them. Let me step back. This is a tenet. That means this is a law. This is what governs us, a tenet. Each Fahamme member is required to learn the names of our God and learn how and when to use them.